Look at the beast I've bought out, people. With our new exhausts on that are really loud, even with the baffle in. I'm down here at Wollaston BMW in Northampton. It was beautiful sunshine when I got here, but I've just been chatting to David, who's one of the sales guys in here. Lovely, lovely guy. I've just been chatting to him for like, I don't know, 45 minutes. As you may be able to tell, I've got a very, very special looking bike in front of me. This is the R Nine T, so it's basically the updated version of the R Nine T, which, if you've watched this channel for a while now, you will know that I absolutely adore. It's very pretty, even though it's dirty. Got a nice R12 badge on there. Adjustable suspenders. It's almost like a British racing green with the brushed aluminium tank. I don't know whether it is actually longer, but it looks longer. And it feels longer. I've got my sat-nav on in my pocket. Because I'm walking around in the car park, it keeps going, turn right, turn left. At the end of the road, turn left. Shut up, Jesus. Launch it into life. Let's change that straight into dynamic mode. Oh, it's got tyre pressure monitors. Look at that. So yes, we're going to go for a little bimble. As I said before, I absolutely adore the R90s. And I have done for years, but this is obviously the updated version, so I want to see if it's any good. Do I still love them as much? Is it too refined? It's not going to be a proper review. I told you this before. If you watch the channel, you'll know it's not a proper facts and figures review. Righty tighty lefty loosey, Sam. Until it's righty loosey, and then you need to worry. It's got cruise control, it's got heated grips, it's got rider modes, it's got keyless ignition. Whether you think that's better or not, that's up to you. It's got the twin clocks, which I think look really, really nice. I think this one's got a quick shifter as well. I rode the new R1300 GSA last night, or yesterday, kind of at the same time yesterday. I mean, it was really good, but my god, it feels different to this. Has it got a quick shifter? Yes! Second exit. Oh, hello. It's a brand spanking new bike with all the latest sort of technology, but, well, latest minus the radar cruise and all that sort of crap. It doesn't feel like it's a brand new bike. It feels like a bit of a classic. A little bit of an impromptu motorway test. I'm sitting around 70 mile an hour, it's doing 4,000 RPM, and it is very calm and relaxed. And I'm in a really nice riding position, if I'm honest. The massive cylinders on the side are protecting my legs quite nicely. It is windy, as you'd expect, because there's no wind protection on the front of this, but at the same time it's very clean air. If I accelerate, it's not rip your face off quick accelerating at that kind of speed, but there's still plenty of grunt there. Oh my god! There's the power! Oh my god! The throttle's quite on and off. I don't know whether it's drivetrain or whether it's just the engine in general, but there's a lot of engine brake in there. If I'm doing 50 there and I roll off, it feels like I'm putting on the rear brake. I can also get my feet both flat on the floor. I'm 5'9", 31, 32 inch inseam, something along those lines. I'm flat foot both sides with a bend in my knees as well. Jesus Christ! Okay, it definitely feels like it's got more power than the last R90. The quick shifter on this feels very boxer, and what I mean by that is pretty average. Again, the blip is quite good, but the quick shifter seems a little bit aggressive. It was the same on the GS. Oh, mind you, the GS was way worse than this. You have to be over 4,000 RPM for it to be remotely close to being smooth. When you go higher in the gears, it's not as aggressive, but first to second, second to third, and sometimes third to fourth, it is aggressive. Comparing it to the quick shifter on my 1290 Super Adventure, I know there's a lot more weight on that thing, but at the same time it's just like, it's so much smoother than this. One thing I have to say is really like delightful is the handling. It's so flickable. Like, case in point, it is so nimble. Oh yeah, shoot it off, pick up. I will check out if the engine braking thing is slightly better or worse in out of dynamic mode. Actually, I'll do that now while I'm behind said lorry. Right, we are in rain mode, so should be the most placid accelerate, decelerate type thing. Cool, there's noticeable difference. Gear change is still aggressive. The engine braking is still quite aggressive, but it's not as bad. For me, this is the type of road you're going to spend most of your time on this bike. A very windy kind of back road. This does have adjustable suspension on it, front and rear, preload and damping, which is very nice. One thing I have noticed, now we're just coming into a town, one thing I have noticed, it has got a gear indicator, but there's no fuel gauge still. Oh, aerial atom. Sweet. There's still no fuel gauge, which is a little bit crap. Like, I feel like you could put a fuel gauge on it, BMW, even if it's just a little one that says like miles to empty type thing. And go. It is a lovely B-Road Blast bike. It's a little bit more sure-footed than the R Nine T, and I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. I personally quite enjoy it when a bike is sort of moving around underneath you and it feels like it's squirming, trying to almost pull itself out from underneath you type thing. Oh my god, that was hard. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Jesus! It's got enough power. Definitely still doing the speed limit. Definitely still doing the speed limit. Yeah, the gearbox feels quite clunk city. This green is delightful. Absolutely delightful. It's keyless ignition, but it's not a keyless fuel cap, and it's not keyless steering lock, which is slightly odd. For me, it's either commit to it or don't. Make everything keyless or make none of it keyless. It's really not a problem. I parked my bike up somewhere and I got to get my key out to lock the steering lock. One thing, as always with BMW, is these heated grips are volcanoes. They are so hot, and they're on medium. And I'm in thicker winter gloves as well. Amazing things. Wob, wob, wob. Yeah, this is where this bike's at home, mate. Absolutely at home. Barreling along on these back roads like this. The other thing I have noticed as well is these clocks do not shake about as much as the R9Ts. The R9Ts are just doing this all the time. It's definitely not as playful as the old one, the R9T, but it's more planted but less playful. I think that's the best way of putting it. It is still a lot of fun to ride though. It is still a lot of fun to ride. Dave Ashpole's here, everybody. Bloody Nora. Dave Ashpole at Starbucks, what a surprise! Dave Ashpole in his chavved out van. You alright? Yeah, moving it around is easy enough still. I'm going to do that because I've just turned my camera off. Mike's just made a very good point, people. I'll bring you back with this camera. So on the R Nine T, they had all of the injectors and everything like this. It was just a massive mess. They had all the injector cables and everything coming into this, and then on the 2021 onwards model they changed it and they just put a shroud around it and it looks so much nicer. But they've gone back to that on this, which is a bit shit. We're going to get a coffee from Starbucks where this bike belongs. One thing I had noticed, I was just chatting to Mike about, is the airbox is now at the back of the bike, under this panel here, under the seat, rather than at the front of the bike, where it used to sort of come around here, didn't it? Once again, thank you very, very much to Wollaston BMW. If you want to go and buy a bike, if you want to even test ride a bike, if you want to test ride this beastly little thing, go and have a chat with David in there. Overall, the bike it's a lovely, lovely bike. I think if you're wanting that slightly more chilled bike, it's perfect. It's lost some of the edge for me, the knob factor type thing, because I don't know about knob factor. Knob factor's not quite the right word. Because of the extra sort of length of it, I guess, it's made it a bit more sturdy. but that has also in turn made it a little bit more planted on the road, which again, for most people probably it will be better. For me, I prefer a bike that squirms around underneath me and moves and sort of fights you a little bit and is very playful. This isn't really that bike anymore. Oh my god, Jesus! Drop down a gear. Oh my god, my arms feel they're coming out of the sockets! You kind of already know what I'm going to say when it comes to improving things, but overall the bike is a brilliant bit of kit. It's got all the riding modes, it's got the heated grips, it's got cruise control, it's got different menus, you can mess around with the settings, it's got the whiz wheels, keyless ignition, blah blah blah. It would be nice if everything was keyless or none of it was keyless, as I mentioned before. The only other thing that would be nice is if it wasn't 16.5 grand, but I think everything's getting bloody expensive now, isn't it? It would be nice if it had a fuel gauge. I don't see why it can't have a fuel gauge. I'm a little bit perplexed as to why it doesn't. Yeah, I'm definitely not giggling as much as I do on the R9T. That sun looks very pretty behind the cloud up there. And back to child mode. See, when you ride it like this, the quick shifter is smooth. You just have to ride it at full force all the time. Oh, bloody gear changes. What you? It does make you feel very cool, I have to say. Oh my god, these grips are 3 million degrees because it's a very empty road. 20 mile an hour second gear. 40, 60, 70. It's pretty quick. It is pretty quick. I don't feel as seen as like a big adventure bike as you'd expect. However, this light seems to be doing quite a good job of, I can see it on people's cars, and there's quite a few cars moving out my way, so I think maybe the headlight is almost at the perfect height for car mirror height, which means more cars. Look at that silver Polo just moving out the way, or grey Polo. A lot of them are moving out my way. It's something I notice on the KTM when I'm filtering with my Denalis on. I get more people move out my way because the Denalis are obviously closer to car height. Yeah, look, everyone's moving out my way. That's good. The flickability through traffic is just ideal. Like coming off of roundabouts and stuff, it is amazing. It's really, really nice. If I had the option to walk into BMW and buy an R1290 or an R9T, I think I would still buy the R9T. Like one of the later models with the same kind of setup and all that sort of stuff, same sort of cruise control and same light and all that sort of stuff. That's also the European emissions standards that ruins a lot of bikes now. They always feel a bit muted. To get that kind of proper feeling back, you'd have to go back to a Euro 4 R9T. You think it round a corner, look. It's just so easy to flick into a corner. Spin it, spin it, spin it. Oh look, they're building a new showroom over there. Easy to find the side stand. Let's have a look at the lights and everything while it's getting a bit dark. So yeah, you still get the lovely kind of upside down moustache type thing. I love the purpling headers. That looks really cool. This has got the special 719 wheels on it, which do look quite cool, although you'd probably have to get a short stubby can to sort of make the most of them, because you got that lovely single-sided swinging arm, but it's covered up by exhaust. Brake lights from the back, very small, but still they look quite neat. How bright are they? Yeah. The only things I don't like I've said before, fuel gauge would be nice. This gubbins going on here, I don't know what's going on with that. And if it was just a little bit more playful, but again, that playfulness might be solved by a stupid exhaust. Well, not stupid exhaust, but a throatier exhaust. Maybe an airbox and a remap to get rid of some of those Euro 5, Euro 6 rubbish. Bar end mirrors, tail tidy, that kind of thing. The things you normally do to an R9T anyway. Right, I'm going to wang these over here on my old Triumph. That's the other thing. Mr. Sam Vincent. What's this? Hello. You know Dave Ashpole? Yeah. Yeah?
Oh my god.
Everyone, I'm recording. Do you mind being on camera?
No, it's okay.
This is the guy you need to come and see at Williston. He said he'll give you a 40% discount if you mention my name. He is genuinely the most lovely bloke I've ever come across. He's such a nice guy. He booked this bike out for me all day, literally from 9 AM till 6 PM. It's 5:47 right now. He booked it out for me all bloody day. What do we think, people? R12 Nine T. Very easy to move around, although it does the same thing that happens with all BMW Boxer engines. When you're pushing it along, you end up kicking the back of the Boxer. Anyway, thank you very, very much for watching, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye!